Hello and welcome to your news interview for this week. My name is Omar Massenberg and I'll be interviewing local professor and student success coach Travis Proffitt. And today we will be discussing how to succeed as a student at these last ending semesters, at the ending of the semester, the last weeks of the semester. Hello Travis, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
So to those unfamiliar with you, could you walk us through a normal workday for you?
Well, I think one of the things that's true is that there isn't necessarily a normal work day, but you know, a lot of my day is spent meeting with students one-on-one as much as possible to try and work through issues that they might be facing, whether in the classroom or out in life too, because we know that life doesn't stop just because you're in class, right? And so meeting with students, but then also in my role as a dean, you know, I'm meeting with other faculty and administrators to try to make sure that we as a college overall, as an institution, are doing all that we can to support students in a variety of capacities, right? So my day consists of a lot of meetings, whether one-on-one meetings with students or big group meetings with other college administrators, and but every day's different, and I appreciate that about this job. Yeah.
As a student success coach, you've helped many people, many students, giving advice, tips, or just recommendations to other resources on campus. Mm-hmm. So as an advisor, can you give me, what does student success actually look like, or from your perspective?
To me, being a successful student is not just about the grades you make, right? I mean, that's important. One needs to make at least a passing grade, but to be successful, I think also you need to be connected and passionate and care about what you're learning, right? And then oftentimes the grades kind of follow from that. But then also, I think to be a successful student, if you're doing well in your classes and you're committed to what you're doing and you're passionate about what you're doing and you care about what you're doing, then you're going to do that extra bit of work. You're going to make those extra connections to get out there and to start making what you're learning in classes your career. You know, getting out there and looking at those internships, looking at work study opportunities on campus that are going to give you that experience, so that you are really ready once you get that diploma in your hand to sort of get out of here, enter the world, and do what you care about. I also think being a successful student, though, outside of the academics and the sort of career prep and the career readiness, is learning about who you are as a person, right? Not just what you want to study or what you want to do as a career, but what do you care about? What are your values? What do you do to nurture yourself as a human being in this world? And that's one of the things I hope folks understand that we try to do in our office too, is that, you know, if you're struggling in a class, you can come to us and get some help with that, but we want you to be a whole person and a complete person, and so that you're connected socially, you're connected with things that you love to do outside of class, right? Because the world needs people who are well-rounded. The world needs people who are balanced, right? That they're not burning out and they're not burning out of steam in their jobs. And so to me, success is well-rounded, and it's a person who has achieved balance in their life. They care about what they're doing and they put their all to it. Yeah.
Going along with burning out in students, what would you recommend for students who are becoming overwhelmed with what's happening at the end of this semester?
Mm-hmm. Well, and I was speaking to some students just a couple days ago, and if it's any consolation, us faculty and administrators are equally burned out, right? At this moment. But one of the things, and some students have sort of joked at me for doing this in my classes sometimes, but when I sense that everybody's kind of on edge, mm-hmm. I ask us to take 1 minute, and I do this with myself. Sometimes if I have a stressful meeting and I come back to my office, I will take literally 1 minute. I will set a timer on my phone, and I will take some deep breaths. Deep breaths. And I think that is a skill that everybody needs to practice and learn, is take a deep breath from time to time. And so oftentimes once you've taken that deep breath and you can sort of regain your thoughts and then think about longer term what you need to be doing to take care of yourself. I think one of the things that folks can be doing and should be doing all the time, but especially right now, is when you know that you've got a lot of assignments coming up, you've got a lot of projects, papers, exams to study for, but you've also got sports practice and fraternity things and everything else, is really sit down after you take that deep breath and really start to make a schedule, right? Figure out and plan and chart out what you need to get done in the next 3 weeks. But part of that schedule is building in time, talking about from just a second ago, building in time for yourself. You know, maybe you like to go for a run to clear your head, or maybe you like to watch a particular show on Netflix, whatever it is. Build in time to rest. Build in time to do something that restores you. One of the other spots on campus that I love to go to is the prayer room on the downstairs level of the chapel. It's just a really calm space to go and like regroup, meditate, pray, whatever you want to call it. But get yourself organized. But part of that organization is building in time for yourself, doing things that that are good for your spirit and your soul as well. I think one of the other things that I always struggle with, just to be perfectly honest, but that I really try to think about during this time of year especially, is I know when I'm really stressed and I have a lot of things to do and I'm feeling burnout, I want to eat junk food. Specifically Cool Ranch Doritos. And let's be clear, I do eat Cool Ranch Doritos, but it's also really, really important to eat well. And I can't understate that as well.
Yes, sir.
So,
going along with taking a breath and giving yourself your own time, what advice and tips would you have for students who are cramming this last week and just struggling with some classes? What would you recommend, some tips?
well, the first one is, if you feel like you're struggling in a class, reach out to your professor. Go to those SI sessions. Ask for a tutor, right? We've got resources. Come and talk with one of the success coaches. We can do some study skills and we can do some tips, some individualized sessions like that. So just, first of all, reach out. Ask for help. Help is not just, it's not just okay to ask for help. It's expected that you ask for help, right? None of us know it all. We've all been in that situation. So come to us and ask for help.
And where are you guys located at?
Right now, our office is located on the second floor of Wiley Hall, sort of on the McLaughlin Street side of Wiley Hall. So if you come upstairs on the second floor, you'll be able to get connected with us. I would also recommend, if there's another classmate or a friend in that class who seems like they've kind of got a handle on the material, study with somebody. Study with somebody who's doing well, though, right? But sometimes that can just kind of make the time go by faster, too. And it's fun to study with a friend, but I think that's important as well.
Well, thank you, Travis, for your time. As you can see, Travis is very passionate, along with other student success coaches, to help students succeed in these last couple of weeks of the semester. And if you need more contact, where can they find you at?
You can find me online. My email address is tproffitt@ehc.edu. Or again, come up to the second floor of Wiley. My office is specifically room 227.
Room 227 in Wiley Hall. Thank you, and that was your news interview for this week.